Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We're going to continue our exploration in learning one more Chinese expression a day. So yesterday we talked about 绝口不提, which is to seal about something. You don't mention. And 提 is what we're going to continue today in 提神醒脑. So 提, yesterday we went a little bit out of my imagination too. Like YT is an action word that used to mean the hand holding something. So kind of a holding up your shopping bags, that kind of gesture is called T. And it's easy to understand in a way that, okay, because it's hand hold. So we have a hand symbol, 5-finger hand symbol on the left side. The right side is one of the most commonly used Chinese word. It means positive, means yes, means it's indeed confirmation. It's pronounced as a 是. So it's basically kind of a yes. I wonder if yes, because there's a sound, and then Chinese transform to 是, but you have to curl your tongue a little bit to express it correctly. So 是 is positive. 是 came from this orientation of a 3-toe foot symbol, because sometimes, just like here, this is about human hair, and this human hair is expressed by 3 kind of wiggly thing, because it's so many, right? How can you express multitudes of something? So 3 is already a lot. So even if we have 5 toes, sometimes we only use 3. I mean, we only use 3. So far, I haven't seen 5-toe foot symbol yet. But hand, we do have this distinction between 5-finger hand symbol versus 3-finger, which is also commonly shown like this. So this is toe, and then the horizontal line is we can regard it as horizon, and then the top circle with a horizontal line in the middle is the sun symbol. So sun is something that's emitting energy. So this horizontal line is a super simplification of something inside there. It's not empty. There are material in there. So there's a sun rising above the horizon, and then you orient your footstep, the 3 toes, right? Foot toward the horizon when the sun rises. So this, walking toward the sun, poetic image was built in this symbol. And this, I view it as positive because probably in an agricultural society, this is what you're supposed to do. Like you are supposed to walk. Actually, you're supposed to work. Start working when the sun rises. So that's how you be a productive member of society, right? So that's the expectation. So this is kind of a positive, like a society tell you, yes, you're doing the right thing by walking when the sun rises. Okay. Anyways, this is positive. And then we have hand. Hand positive means you're not empty-handed. You're holding something positive in your hand. So that a little bit of a deduction over there. So this is handheld. Shen, okay. Shen, we came across this character a lot of times because in the Western concept, Shen means God in Christianity, right? God. And then in different religions, Shen have their own name. But this is a Chinese corresponding character for that. Initially, coming up, look at this symbol. It's so elegant. The way it's written, almost like a carved in. Probably this character was taken from some bronze vessels that got carvings of characters in them. So that's why it looks a little bit edge, almost like a metal material kind of edge, right? Elegantly produced shape. Okay, this left shape, actually here in contemporary Chinese, there is a switch of position of left and right. So this actually is this part. You can see kind of a resemblance over there, right? And then the right one, it's just boxy with line. Like there's nothing much to see there, but versus the ancient version of that, it almost like a dragon shape, right? Kind of curled. In any case, scholars say this is the lightning. So lightning in contemporary symbolization, lightning is kind of, this is like lightning, right? Kind of zigzag. So in similar way, ancient Chinese use a kind of an irregular zigzag, definitely nonlinear shape to show that's something we cannot, I mean, that's something in the sky we cannot really capture in a rectangular way. It got its own curves and a special shape. So that's lightning. And then the left side is a kind of a stand, what I call is divine decoder. So ancient times, kind of like a weatherman of today, right? You want to forecast how it's going to be weather-wise, especially for important for agriculture. So such specialized people, put in a position to forecast, and they have this podium shape thing to fortune tell, basically, or weather broadcast, and then to kind of according to the divine, because lightning is something happening in the sky, right? And it's untouchable. It's even like unconceivable back then, before Benjamin Franklin captured it to say, oh, it's nothing special, it's just electricity, right? Before that got this mystified, ancient times, people view that it's like a miracle, kind of like message from the heavenly, power, the supreme power out there, like beyond your understanding or control, right? So that lightning pattern was used as a code, kind of message, coded message from supernatural being to beings, human beings. So that symbol paired with this divine decoder together, it means something divine messaging to you. So we use it, actually, Shen, use it in multiple ways. We use it to mean the divine itself. And then we can mean that, from divine to like internalized, because probably philosophically, Chinese also believe that everybody have their soul, right? Have their little bit of divinity within ourselves, even as we are mortals. We're not immortals. We have a limited, lifespan and all that. But we're somehow connected. We're part of this big grand thing. And so this Shen can also use as a referral to self consciousness, or in this case, I translate it as focus in this context, because, okay, we have brain over there. So it's something related to your personal functioning, cognitive functioning, right? When we mention brain. And you can see, if we mention brain, it's probably a recent, because I cannot exactly see how ancient times people, when does brain, this English word, come into being? Like, I would imagine that conception of, because we can conceptualize head is easier, but to conceptualize the brain, the whole neuron network, right, within the humans, and that's like a recent 100 years science development. So ancient times, probably the brain function was not that well known. So how does a Shen, this focus, which is, attention, a part of the brain function, how this connection was established, that seems to me is a later day creation. So this whole phrase,提神醒脑, could be a recent contemporary Chinese thing, because especially when we need to work a lot of times with our brain, no more much like labor intensive in terms of, using your limbs, your body, your muscles. You have to use your brain muscle more, right? So probably that's when sort of like a information age, that people have to, what do you call it, knowledge workers. So people have to use more of their brain functions. And then there's a need for 提神醒脑. So that's my estimation. Okay, that's my guess. So 神, in any case, come from this divinity, right? And then apply to individual. That means our personal conscious direction of our attention. I translate it as focus here. Okay, 醒. We have the wine bottle sign here. And you would say, like, why wine bottle has anything to do with wake up? The whole phrase originally referred to some people who wake up from their hangover, from drinking. So it's not your like nightly sleep, regular sleep and wake up. It's your specifically after getting drunk and then you wake up to your consciousness. Therefore, there is this wine bottle. Wine bottle is just a visual representation. This is a stopper of the wine. This is the bottle. You can see the stopper almost shaped like the contemporary wine bottle stopper, right? And then here is a little bit of a liquid left in there. Very visual. And then the right side is the symbol for star. Okay, you recognize here this circle with horizontal line looks like the sun, right? And in Chinese, people conceptualize a star is not the sun because the sun is close to us. It's so much related to our day-to-day life. The stars are far away. It doesn't have as much impact. But somehow, ancient Chinese recognize, the bright thing in the sky, like the tiny, tiny ones, they are somehow similar to the solar, the sun we have in our system. Of course, that was like later knowledge, but pre-contemporary understanding of astrology. Wait, is it astronomy or astrology? Astronomy, I think. Then this understanding of the stars actually share the similar attributes as just like the sun, simply because proximity of the sun to us, right? So sun got his own character. And then the stars got the sun plus this symbol is life. So because we have the first horizontal line as the ground level, and then the second line is the indicator to be below the ground, which is where this trident looking thing, that's the plant growing under the ground, right? And then the second line to mean, okay, it's still alive, it's still rooted. Still have the above the ground portion and underground portion. That's how you can tell it's still alive. And so from this rooted in the ground symbol, we extend that to any life form, not necessarily plant anymore. So life plus sun. That means sun look like things that may generate life. Wow, if I interpret it like that, it almost like ancient Chinese and their conceptions of the universe, they would regard somewhere out there are alien lives there because the sun is connected to life. It definitely is the case in our solar system on planet Earth, right? So maybe somewhere out there, same thing, the sun of their system create life of their system, right? So that pairing defines star. And the star and the wine bottle together means somebody wake up from their drink. You can, put all kinds of imaginations why waking up from the stars or seeing the stars means you wake up from your getting drunk. Okay, now is brain. I would guess it's a later invention, but from the symbol itself, it looks like just as ancient as the other characters. So the left side is a flipped image of a person. So we have a Chinese person, contemporary person looks like an Eiffel Tower, two legs standing being. That's the simplest definition of a human being. It's generic. There's no gender or age attributes attached to it. And then ancient Chinese, we have this human figure written kind of stylized like this, almost like an English R. So there's a little bit curve on the right side, and the right side has a longer stroke than the left side. And you can see here, actually, it's the left side is covering up on top of the right side. So it's kind of a flip, vertical flip of a human figure. When Chinese flip its characters, there are some special meaning. So a lot of times it's a negation of the previous one. Okay, so this character, it's a flipped person. That means that person actually changes. It means that person transforms. It's not its original image that you see as this. When it's flipped like this, you as a language user, view it from 180, not 180, a vertical flip on this way almost shows that you have to view it slightly differently. It's not the original one anymore. It's not just a regular person. So the right side is simply rendering how a brain or head looks like. It's a box or a pretty circular thing, right? With a cross in between. So I'm not sure about the cross there. Like why creators use a cross? Cross in contemporary symbolization, it means something no, right? Negation, like a cross it out, almost like kill it, right? So hey, maybe it's a killed. So it's somebody got killed probably. So that's somebody's head that got killed. And when you see the hairs growing, like anti-gravity, like whose hair would do that? Can you imagine when somebody's hair will go upward instead of going gravity driven downward, pointing downward? That's when somebody was decapitated, right? Is it decapitated? So somebody's head was cut off, and then somebody else, presumably the enemy side, whoever killed this person, and this person probably is important enough to get the whole head cut off, and then that person will hold the hair like that. That's the only time probably that somebody's hair is going to be anti-gravity, because it's being held in somebody else's hand, and the hair will go up. So in that, brain, the whole head, separated, decapitated head image, that's an emphasis of, oh, that's somebody's head. So this is the head, and this is somebody, and you can see if this is person that kind of flipped 180 degree, vertical flipping from the original character, that means that person is not the original person anymore. So in this case, when the brain or the head image look like a cut off head, that means that person is already dead. It's not a regular person anymore, right? So the whole thing is emphasizing, kind of zooming into, okay, this is something related to a person, but that person is no longer a living being, but it's still two-legged being, but except that it stopped being, like ceased to be. So therefore it's a flipped, and then the right side is, okay, the head is off, and then that's kind of show the anatomy of when this head it's presenting to you, like it's crossed out, somebody's dead, cut out, and then that's focusing on the brain. Pretty bloody image, right? So as contemporary language user, never look at the brain like that, but that's history. Okay, so 提神醒脑，提神醒脑 basically is a way, an expression to show you that you probably need to refresh yourself so that your brain wake up, you wake your brain, and you can bring up your attention level. Because when we are kind of long day working or something, right, our brain are not as crisp and clear as at the beginning of the day. So that's when you probably need this cup of coffee. And I show you here is to show you, okay, 提神醒脑 actually is an expression, and it's commonly used as a promotion for coffee or other brain stimulating kind of products. And here on top of that, 如何赶走瞌睡虫 is how to get rid of sleeping bug. We call it a 瞌睡虫. It's something almost like viewed as a bug. It's something, grow in your head or something, that whenever falling asleep, it's because of the bug, finger pointing at something else, not our own brain. Okay, passion to the currency of thinking about one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.